Right. So we'll go to Anurag. Anurag, you're the first in, so you're first to ask question if you have any.
Good morning. Good evening time, Ajahn. So,
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
yeah, I can hear you very well. Yeah. So I don't have any. I don't have any special question. Tang Ajahn, I'm happy to listening. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Let me go to Kenneth and hi Kenneth of Switzerland.
Hello, Ajahn. I have no questions at the moment. Thank you.
Are you teaching today?
Yes, I have some teaching, but I have some time free just now, so I'll stay here for the moment.
Okay. Let me go to Mudita from Bangkok. Listen only.
Good evening, Dhamma. Yes, I have no questions today.
Okay. I'll go to Philip then.
Okay.
Hi, Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. No questions tonight. We'll ask the second round. Really.
It's okay, you got some question to ask, but not just out of curiosity, but more out of the practice.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe later on after
Yes,
you
yes.
listen to the talk, something might come up.
Right.
Next, I'll go to Gavin from Washington State, Vancouver, Washington. Please unmute your microphone. Can you unmute your microphone? Isn't there?
Okay, yeah. Sorry, John. In the beginning, the host wasn't allowing me to unmute.
I see. Okay.
But I do have a couple of questions today.
Go ahead.
The first one is, are we able to overcome the fear of death before overcoming the fear of pain?
Well, it's two tests you have to take, so you can choose which one you want to take first.
Okay.
Because it's a different setting.
Mm-hmm.
Pain, you just sit and let the pain arise without moving your body. Use mindfulness and wisdom to deal with the pain,
Mm-hmm.
to calm your mind and just to let go of the pain. With that, you need some sort of life and death situation to force you to face the truth of death and make a choice whether you want to hang on to your body or you want to give up your body.
Right. Would it be correct to view death as having no physical pain, like the process in the moment you pass?
It depends on how you die,
Right.
There would always be some pain, I think, before you die.
Okay.
For instance, if you're shot and then your body start bleeding, there'll be some physical pain involved, I think. Or if you have sickness, then you will have physical pain before you die.
Right.
Except if you deal with some sudden death, then maybe the pain might be very quick.
Mm-hmm. So recently I've finally decided to vaccinate myself from COVID. For the past year, I've kind of on a day. Well, yeah, going to work, we always have the risk of getting COVID. So I was just overcoming that on a daily basis. And then the past 3 months, I was still trying to make sure that I'm not scared of getting COVID as much as possible before getting vaccinated. And then I decided to confront my fear of the side effects of the vaccine and finally getting it. And the dukkha from the vaccine side effects was quite severe. So it was more than I anticipated. So I was only able to use Dhamma as my weapon for the first 3 to 4 hours. And then my sati kind of broke apart. But in the situation where we will eventually again have no control over the body, and our practice is still pretty weak, do we just have to rely on sati and just try to stay with it?
If you cannot use wisdom yet, then you use sati or mindfulness by just keep chanting or keep reciting a mantra and try to keep your mind from reacting to the physical pain. Try to stop your mind from having this desire or craving for the pain to disappear or to run away from the pain. This is the one that's causing more dukkha in the mind, causing the dukkha in the mind, and it's much stronger than the dukkha in the body. If you can stop the mind from reacting, from creating dukkha in the mind, then the mind will be calm and be able to endure or experience the physical pain without having any qualms. So try to practice mindfulness. Train yourself to recite mantra. When you come into a crisis, just keep reciting a mantra. If you cannot use wisdom yet, just keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Or you can recite the triple gem, Itipiso, Bhagava, Araham, Samma. Just keep repeating, and then you will keep your mind away from the physical pain, and the desire to get rid of the physical pain will disappear. And then your mind will become normal, let's put it that way, as if nothing happens.
After a night of no sleep, the only way to calm myself was to listen to desanas from your previous recordings, and then I could find calm. But without that, then I wasn't able to just keep with the putto.
Yeah, because you haven't yet trained yourself in using the mantra. So it's easier to listen to Dhamma talk because you don't have to exert any energy. You don't have to recite the mantra. You just focus on the Dhamma talk. And this can also give you mindfulness and stability of mind. But you cannot always rely on this because it's still considered to be external source. What you want is internal source, that you can always have it wherever you are, which is mindfulness, such as reciting a mantra or reciting the 32 parts of the body. So you should try to do it. It's not hard. It's like learning the multiplication table. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6. You just keep reciting it, just keep memorizing it. So when the time you need it, you just keep reciting the Bhutto, or keep reciting the 32 parts, or the triple gem, the qualities of the triple gems. I think this will stabilize your mind, calm your mind, keep preventing it from reacting to whatever is hurting you at that moment. So you need to practice, train yourself, different method of mindfulness. If you cannot just focus, then you just need to use the mantra or do some chanting first. Until you got strong mindfulness enough, then you might be able to just focus on your breath or on an object. Okay?
Good. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, we'll go to Yanasami from Lebanon. Hi, Yanasami.
Hello, Bante. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Got any question?
I just need a clarification on something. Sometimes I feel like I am very focused on my practice and very focused on the goal, end goal of our practice. But sometimes I feel like I'm losing sight of the goal, so to speak. And like I go into a more kind of a dark space in my mind, and I feel kind of like lose touch with the purpose and what am I doing? Like what am I? What is my practice taking me? In what direction? I kind of lose focus. Is that considered doubt, or is it something else? Is it the defilement of doubt?
I'm not sure what you want to call it. I would analyze it as a lacking of mindfulness, lacking in practice. So we all know the goal already. There's no need to just to look at the goal. Looking at the goal doesn't get you there. You have to look at the path that will take you to the goal and keep walking the path. And the path is mindfulness, samadhi, and wisdom. So this is what you should keep doing. One of these three things, either training in mindfulness, or sit in samadhi, or contemplate on the three characteristics of existence and the Four Noble Truths. Then you will not lose sight of your goal, because this is what you have to do. The goal right now is to do the practice, not to achieve enlightenment. You cannot achieve enlightenment without doing the practice. So just focus on your practice. Every time I always mention mindfulness, mindfulness. From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, you shouldn't be doing anything else but mindfulness. If you do anything, you should do it with mindfulness also. If you have to do anything, do it with mindfulness. If you have nothing to do, just do mindfulness alone, either walking or sitting. Then you'll get into samadhi eventually, get into jhana. See, there's no need to worry about the goal. The goal we all know already is enlightenment, or the cessation of all dukkha from the mind. And this can be achieved by the practice. So you should focus more on the practice.
There's this thing I think what's happening with me now is a result of some doubt that started in my mind when I went to Myanmar, because there are many people I met who said that Nibbana itself is just emptiness, it's cessation. There is even no mind in Nibbana. And it's like a complete extinguishing, or just like, like emptiness or something. Even there's no mind, there are no, obviously there's no body, there's no mind also. So since that time, it was kind of like this doubt in my mind, and it kind of like I had less motivation to reach Nibbana, because the idea that, okay, nothing is going to be there. Like before that, my mind was set that Nibbana is the highest bliss.
How come you're so gullible? Whatever people say, you just believe it right away. This is not in the Kalama Sutta.
No, these are like Siaros, like Teros and Mahateros, and like that.
I know,
the people on the street.
They can be anything, and they can still be blind. It's not the number of years that decide that you are enlightened or not. So what you should have done is consult the Buddha, go to the Buddha and study his teaching, not the teaching of this I would say like blind men feeling the elephant, and they all have different ideas about the elephant.
Yeah.
See,
because to me what they said was Michaditti.
That's
like
right.
It appeared to be annihilation view.
Yeah, and besides, it's something that it's too far away, to worry about. All you need to know is Nibbana is the total cessation of dukkha in your mind. That's what it means, really. The mind can never be destroyed. The mind is always one of the lasting 6 elements of the universe, of the entire existence, 3 realms of existence. It's the 4 elements of earth, water, wind, and fire, the knowing element which is the mind, and the space element. These things, they always exist in some form or by itself. When they combine, they make up people, trees, and so forth. But you don't have to know all these things. Just know that the goal of the practice is to get rid of your dukkha. The mind is like a sick person, like the body. When the body is sick, what you do? You go to a doctor. If you know what's wrong with your body and you can cure it, then just take the medicine or whatever you need to cure your sickness. Same way with the mind. The mind is sick with dukkha. And the Buddha said you need mindfulness, samadhi, and wisdom. The other path factors, they are just supporting path factors. But the real factor that will do the job is this mindfulness, samadhi, and panya. Just keep doing these 3 practices, developing these 3 Dhamma, and you will be able to get rid of all your dukkha. Then you'll find the word Nibbanang Balamang Sukhang. You'll find that once there's no dukkha in your mind, then all that is left is just happiness all the time. And this happiness all the time, they call Paramang Sukhang, the supreme happiness. So I think part of the people nowadays is they are overeducated. They know too much until this knowledge that they know keep confusing them to the point where they don't know which is which. In the first tradition, a lot of the teachers, when they first started, they only know one thing, just the word Bhutto. They just go to the temple and the teachers say, just keep reciting Bhutto and sit and walk or whatever you do, just reciting Bhutto, Bhutto. You don't know what Nibbana is, not anything. Just know Bhutto, Bhutto. And get your mind to experience calm. Once you have done that, then you learn the 3 characteristics of existence. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. That's all you need to know, really. You know all this knowledge about so many suttas, and sometimes you become confused because some of the suttas might seem to be conflicting with each other. So try to give up your studied knowledge and try to get into the practical knowledge by practice.
Yes.
Because the goal is just to calm the mind and get rid of your dukkha. Really, that's simple as that. If your mind is calm, your dukkha cannot appear. Your dukkha only appears when your mind is not calm. And the Dhamma that will keep your mind calm are the mindfulness, samadhi, and wisdom. So this is what you need to do. Just develop these 3 Dhammas: mindfulness, sati, samadhi, panya, and by using viriya, exertion, and saddha, faith in the Buddha's teaching. In that he tells us to develop these things. These are the 5 indriya or phala, the 5 mental power or the 5 spiritual power. Saddha, viriya, sati, samadhi, and panya. Once you have these 5, you will be able to get rid of all your dukkha. Okay?
Yes, Bhante.
Don't worry about all the sutta. I never study any sutta except just the one, the 4 foundation of mindfulness.
Satipatthana.
Yeah. Even the Dhammacakkappavattana sutta, I didn't study. When I first studied, I found the 4 foundation of mindfulness, and I just keep following it. It's like a manual for your practice of mindfulness, samadhi, and wisdom. It's all contained in the 4 Satipatthana Sutta. That's why the Sri Lankan consider this sutta to be the most important sutta, I think, in Sri Lanka. Everybody are taught to recite this sutta.
In Myanmar as well.
Yeah. So just follow the roadmap. The roadmap is in the 4 Satipatthana Sutta. Don't worry about the other suttas. They might come later
I find it
on.
difficult because I'm the kind of person that like to get a general idea of the subject, whatever subject I'm studying, specifically the Dhamma.
Yes.
Even now trying to learn some Pali also, so it's challenging for me to sort of focus on one thing, only one aspect. That's something in me.
That's because your mind is scattered. Your mind is not focused. Your mind keeps jumping from one thing to the next. Once you get to that thing, you get bored, and so you want to get something else, go to something else. So you just keep running around in circle. You forget that the goal is
because perfectionistic. I want to see the Dhamma from a different point of view.
Yeah, but that's not the way Dhamma works. And the goal of the Dhamma is to stop thinking.
Yeah.
Stop being curious.
It's like we have to dig deep in one hole.
Yeah. The more you think, the more restless and agitated and confused you become.
This is the.
Why don't you follow me? Just stop thinking for a day or so. Then you experience something that you will never experience in your life before. If you can stop thinking.
Yeah.
You've experienced samadhi, appana samadhi, jhana. Just stop thinking long enough. If you can focus on your mantra for 5 minutes, some people can enter into jhana. Some forest tradition teacher, actually she was a machi, she was a nun, and she followed the teaching of Ajahn, who taught her to recite Bhutto. So one night she just sat there and recite Bhutto for 5 minutes, and she said, channeling, her mind entered into jhana.
Maybe she had also some past parami, no?
Yes, also, and she doesn't know anything else, so she doesn't have to worry, what is my first jhana, second jhana, or third jhana, where am I now, and so forth. See, you keep thinking, and when you meditate and you keep thinking, you'll never get there, because your thinking will prevent you from getting there. Getting there is to stop thinking, just to recite Bhutto, 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 Bhutto. So sometimes it's easy to teach to the ignorant people than to the wise, the intelligent people, the educated people. Because the educated people, they keep asking questions or doubting what you say. Wants you to clarify and so on and so forth. Why I have to do this? Yes, you don't need to know why. Well, basically the why is to stop thinking. And by reciting the mantra, you will replace your thought with your mantra. And when your thought stops, then you can stop your mantra.
Yeah,
Okay?
I found that repeating Buddha was the best way to stop my overthinking and over-analyzing mind. When I cannot focus on my breath, I go straight to Buddha, and immediately the mind stops. It's almost miraculous.
That's right. Then
whenever
if you do
nothing works, repeat mantra, and then I'm focused.
Yeah, keep doing that. Keep doing that. All you need to do right now, the first step is to learning the alphabet. ABC. The ABC of meditation is mindfulness. It's the mantra. Keep learning to recite the mantra. It sounds so simple, but so hard to do. Sounds so easy. Just one word, mantra. Butto, butto. All right?
All right.
Okay, let me go to Claudia Swiner from Nuremberg, Germany.
Good afternoon, Venerable Ajahn Suchart. Today I have a question.
Please go ahead. Can you speak a little bit louder if you can?
Yes. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Today I have one question. So would you please explain to me, or would you please tell me what exactly is the Abhidhamma?
Abhidhamma translated as the higher knowledge, which in this case they're talking about wisdom, wisdom. Abhidhamma, the Dhamma that deal with the wisdom section more. But I think in actuality it deals with the teaching without having any other associated information, like in the suttas. In the sutta, you have stories, when the Buddha gave this talk, this Dhamma talk, like the Noble Eightfold Path, the Fourth Noble Truth. In the Abhidhamma, they get rid of all, they just get to the Dhamma, itself, the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path. So that's what the Abhidhamma. See, the Buddhist scripture is divided into three baskets, they call it. Yeah. One of the basket is the Abhidhamma, which deal with just the knowledge, the teaching alone, the Dhamma alone, like the Four Noble Truths, the Five Khandhas, so forth. While the Sutta deals with the history, the story, dealing with the Buddha's teaching. And the third one deals with the monk's monastic code. So you can either study the Dhamma, Abhidhamma or the Sutta. But like I say, you don't need to study too much. You don't have to finish the whole book, the whole basket of Abhidhamma, the whole basket of the Sutta. Just pick the one that is really essential, really, which I have always mentioned before. The first discourse called the turning of the wheels, the Dhammacakka Kappavatana Sutta, and then the four foundation of mindfulness, and the three, the Anatta Sutta, and the Aditya something Sutta. This is all you need to know if you want to practice.
Yeah, so I love to read the suttas, but I never did read the Abhidhamma. But I also mind to practice more than to read. So not to get not to being too intellectual, but more to practice.
Yeah. Because sometimes when you study, you become so involved with study. You want to study everything that's contained in there.
Yeah.
But in reality, you don't need to, because you only want to know the roadmap. That's all. You want to get the roadmap. So you know where to go, how to go. So in Buddhism, it's more about how to do, not so much about what about this and about that thing.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Next, Alvin from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Good evening, Tanajan. Tanajan, following up with your, just for reconfirmation again, the Buddha, the mantra. When I do the breathing in and breathing out, can I just use like Bu for breathing in and Do for breathing out? And after a while, when I feel calmer, I'll just let go the Buddha and just look at the breathing.
Yes, you can disregard Buddha altogether if you can focus on your breath. Some people cannot focus, so they need something else to keep the mind from thinking. So they use Buddha in conjunction with the breath.
Right. So when I'm comfortable, I'll just let go and just look at the breath. And when it comes back, if I feel that I'm not mindful enough, I can just bring the Buddha back anytime, right?
Yes, you can adjust accordingly.
Okay. Thanks, Tanajan. That's all.
Okay. Forrest Tom from Massachusetts, you are next.
Hi, Tanajan. I don't have any questions today, just listening.
Okay. How's your practice? Okay, coming along?
Yes, I've been trying to stop seeing some of my friends and practice more. And so yeah, just trying to practice as much as I can.
Good. Try not to socialize, no mingling. Just stay alone, seclusion, solitude. Okay? All right. Next, Kafai Lim from Malaysia. Hi, Kafai.
Yes. Yes, Ajahn. Good day to you. Today I have questions. It's in regards of mindfulness and wisdom when to reach equanimity. This is actually a follow-up from the previous Dhamma talk. I hope that I heard correctly. The result from wisdom is stronger and more imprinted in mind. Does that mean that this wisdom is from the contemplation?
No, not. Wisdom is teaching you to see the truth, which will then stop your delusion from creating defilements, like such as craving and desire.
Okay.
Without wisdom, you cannot stop your delusion. You still see things as yourself, see your body as yourself, see things that you own as belonging to you. But if you really study, then you will see that nothing really belongs to you.
Yeah.
If they belong to you, they only belong to you temporarily. One day, everything that you own, even your body, you will have to lose them all. So this is wisdom. See?
Okay, I got it right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. That's all I have for today. Okay. Sadhu.
Alfredo, you're next from Brazil.
Hi, bud. I'm a little sick.
Okay.
I take COVID. Yeah, I mean second week. Very, very difficult. I'm now I'm a little better.
Are you sick with COVID-19? Are you sick with COVID-19?
Yes.
You are, huh?
Yes.
I see.
You very no energy. No energy. It's very, very difficult. Now I'm better.
You have any medicine to take?
Yes, I go to hospital. I take medicine, and my pulmão 25% automatic breath. 25% breath is level 1 of COVID. COVID has 3 levels.
Yes.
I level
First
1.
level. Okay.
Yes.
But you're recovering now, right?
Yes.
Okay. I hope you have full recovery.
What? Yes. What do you Akaliko? Akaliko is very good to to this moment, but no time.
No time.
It's good to the moment.
It's just to stay in the moment, in the
Yes.
present. No past, no future.
Yes.
Just the moving present. The present just keep moving.
Yes.
Just keep your mind calm and let the body be. Whatever's going to happen to the body. If there's nothing you can do, then you just have to let it be. And you will not have any dukkha.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
I hope you get well soon. All right. Let me go to Gek from Penang. Gek.
Good evening, Ajahn. No question today. I'm listening, Ajahn.
Okay. Then Sui and Jack from Vancouver, you are next.
Ajahn, how are you? I just want to wish Alfredo well. Hopefully he gets well soon.
Everybody wishing Alfredo well.
I think Sui has a question.
My question is during the meditation, like when there's a thought, I keep like practicing like not to react to the thought, and then keep going back to the objects, right? Meditation objects. Like, it is the way that we train, like not to be reactive, like.
Yes, you just keep focus on your meditation object, and not to let your mind react to anything, internal or external. External are the 5 sensual organs. Internal are your thoughts. Just leave them alone. They are anicca, dukkha, anatta. If you have to react, then react sensibly, not out of emotion, rationally. Right?
Yeah, I found like like the mind become reactive, right? Then it will come up with emotion. But then if I keep teaching myself not to be reactive, then the mind, it will be easier for me to go back to the object.
Yes. But I'm speaking in general, but when you have to deal with people, sometimes you have to react to them.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
When they say hello, you just
not react.
Not react will be rude. Yeah. then you will react with metta. Okay. If they say hello, you say hello to them too. But not more than that. You don't then start conversation and start talking about some other things. Just react enough just to keep things good. But you don't want to get into a conversation unless you really have to, or it is essential to talk. They start to talk about the birds and the bees, and you should just excuse yourself and go away.
Yeah, exactly. That's the hardest thing. But then once we react, socially, right? I found that like all this information we keep in our mind, and then when I meditate, like you have no control, right? It just come out naturally.
You don't want to control anything. You just want to control your mind. That's all.
Yeah.
Everything is anatta, uncontrollable. I always mention they're like the weather.
Yeah.
So you don't need to control them unless you have to. If you have to and if you can do, then you do it. But even if you have to and you cannot control it, then you just have to let go also.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about the sankhara. It keep coming up. We're not being reactive. It keep coming up, not being reactive. So
Part of it is because your mind is still not still. Yeah, it's not focused. If the more mindfulness you have, then the less thoughts will come up. So keep training in mindfulness. Keep developing mindfulness. Keep reciting Bhutto or focused on an object, such as your body. If you're moving around, just focus on what you do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all. Like, Ajahn, thank you.
And you check anything?
I just want to mention to you, I really like the talk where you I think it was Olivier asking you like how to detach from our loved ones, and then you said treat them like stranger, and then he said that but we won't be able to treat like our parents like stranger, right? But you say you treat them like stranger, like VIP stranger, like like prime minister or yeah, that's brilliant. I think that's really brilliant to me. But it's hard to do, but it's really for me it's a good like I'm trying to teach my mind that I like that talk.
Treat everybody as stranger, but treat them like VIPs.
Like VIP, yeah. Because I also thought the same thing as Olivia. I thought, how I
That's
can't.
metta. So metta. When you treat people like VIPs, you're using metta. Loving kindness.
Yeah. It's good teaching. Yeah, Ajahn.
but you also use anatta at the same time. They're strangers.
Yeah, you're right.
They have no relationship with me. They're just strangers. I just happen to meet on the road somewhere, and they need help, so I give them help. Once they get what they want and they're on their way, I'll go on my way.
Yeah.
Okay, no question today. Huh?
No, I just want to tell you, I really like that teaching, Ajahn.
Okay. How do you like all the old tapes that I posted on Facebook?
I love them, Ajahn. Like I listen I never get tired. I know I shouldn't listen too much. Maybe I should, yeah, but I have to listen like every day. Like just like I'm a big fan.
They're from way back 3 years ago. They were posted on YouTube, and then I just reloaded and posted in Facebook.
I think longer, right, Ajahn? I think it's like even
2017, I think 2017, almost 4
years.
No,
there's 15 too, I think, Ajahn. Like 2015, I think I also.
Yeah, before, but now most of them are in 17.
Yeah, it really suits me because I the way like when I know it's not the same, Ajahn, but like when I study in medical school, my style is like question and answer. Like when I study, I can't really read a whole book. It's hard for me, but I like question and answer. So your style is also question and answer, which is like really suits me. And I really love your talk, Ajahn.
So it's not redundant, I hope, because I think many people might not have seen these talks before.
No, like it's very valuable. It's like every time like even though I listen many times, but like still I learn something new. Maybe I'm really stupid, but I learn something new every time. Like even though I have listened like
Dhamma is like that. You can listen to it many times and you get something different from it every time you listen to it.
Yeah. Every time like something like it's just yeah, I love the thought. Yeah.
There's so many dimensions to the Dhamma that when you listen, you might not get all of the dimension of the Dhamma that you hear. So you might, after you listen again and again, you can then maybe catch something new all the time.
Yeah. And depends on the life situation, Ajahn. Like sometimes if I have this problem, and then suddenly I listen to your talk, I get some solution. I think I feel, yeah. No, it really helps me so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Tana.
Maybe later on, if anybody wants to ask question later, we'll go to the people who haven't have a chance yet. Go Kling, you're next from Singapore, I believe.
Good evening, Ajahn. May I just clarify about the advice you given to our song earlier about not to socialize. Can you just elaborate, especially at home, family members, and at work, colleagues. So how do we practice not to socialize so much?
Well, only socialize when you have to. Just essential. What is essential? What you need to do. But when it's not essential, when it's not necessary, then you excuse yourself and go to a quiet corner, be alone, do your work or whatever. Because when you socialize, you start to have idle chattering, talking about politics, talking about the current events and so forth. And it can agitate your mind, make your mind become restless. But if you're not chattering, you're alone, then you can use mindfulness to stop your thoughts. But since you are still living with other people, you need to interact, but just to the minimum. I would recommend only interact when you only have to. When you don't have to, just say a nice greeting and just then, go see somebody, say hi, how are you, and just keep moving on. Okay. Well, next, Kyuyan Duong. Hi, from London.
Hello, Thanachan. I have no question today. Just to report that my shoulder problem is nearly gone. The first day after you told me, after I talk about it, it's like I realized that it's about 70% mental. But then I took a bit more exercise and a bit of herbs, and it's gone now, I think.
Okay, good. It's a nija. Look at everything as a nija. They come and
yeah,
go.
My body is aging also, I know.
They might come back again, so don't feel
be ready for it.
Yeah, be ready for it when they come. Try to cope with it.
It will be worse then.
Who knows? But as long as your mind is strong, it doesn't matter how worse they are. You can always deal with everything. Yeah. Just keep your mind strong with mindfulness and wisdom. Okay?
Right. Thank you.
Right. Next, Ben Chua. You're from Singapore, Ben.
Hello, Ajahn. Good evening, Ajahn.
Are you from Singapore?
I'm from Malaysia, Ajahn.
Malaysia, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Any question today?
Just to do the report for the practice. It's quite useful for the Bhutto as Ajahn recommended. So now my practice is going better and better. But I used to try to push myself to maximum. But now currently I just go to 5 hours a day. I try to remain and go forward.
Yes, good. The more you practice, the more result you will get.
But I it's very tired when continuous sleep less and eat less and practice more is quite tired. Is this like this the practice?
Well, it takes time to adjust. You adjust to your new way. So you might have some tiredness or something, but after a while your body will get adjusted and then you'll feel okay.
So may I know, Ajahn, regarding I read the sutra regarding the nimitta. May I know what is the nimitta means?
They mean vision, mental things that happen. Dreams is also considered to be nimittas. Vision, like when you're meeting, if you have special psychic power, you will be able to come into contact with all these divine beings or spiritual beings. These are also considered to be nimittas.
But it's not important for practice or important?
No, not at all, not at all. You shouldn't have them if you meditate for samadhi. But in the process, if you should have them, you should just ignore them and just keep focusing on your meditation object.
Mm-hmm.
And when your mind will become fully concentrated, then all this vision will disappear.
Okay. I not much question, but I realize the mindfulness is very important. If mindfulness is not strong enough, the precept is difficult to keep.
Yes, everything depends on mindfulness. The Buddha said the mindfulness is the biggest Dhamma, comparing to the footprint of the elephant. It's the biggest footprint that will cover all the other animals' footprint.
Yeah.
So give it very important. Give it the most priority. Give it the highest priority. Is mindfulness.
As a key practice, right?
Yeah, keep practicing mindfulness. Then everything will come under control, whether it's with the precepts or samadhi or even panya. Need mindfulness to be the one to guide or to direct the mind toward them.
And Ajahn, normally I practice is close my eyes. Is this we can open the eyes with the mindfulness?
When you sit, you should close your eyes, because when you open your eyes, your mind still can go out to the images. And you won't go inside. You want to pull the mind inside, so you want to close your eyes.
Oh, okay. So another question is, before I have learned from other teacher, there's so-called is like one type of the object of meditation is sleeping meditation. But I see your broadcast before you post, you never mentioned it before.
Because it's not meditation. Meditate is not sleeping. So if you say sleeping meditation, then I think it's just hogwash.
Oh. Okay.
When you meditate, you want to be awake, mindfulness. You want to be alert and calm. See? But if you use mindfulness to go to sleep, then it just yes, you can use that sometime when you think too much. You can use mindfulness to help stop your mind from thinking and get you to go to sleep. But that's not the purpose of meditation in Buddhist meditation.
Okay, but how about the sound meditation? Like we use the sound as an object to focus.
It's not good, because first of all, the Buddha doesn't recommend it. The 40 objects of meditation has no sound, because they are anatta, they are anicca, dukkha, anatta. You can use the sound. If you become attached to the sound, then it can cause you dukkha instead of causing your mind to become calm.
So the best way still is the breath, focus in the breath, and the easier way is using a Buddha, right?
ritual of chanting.
Okay. That's all my question today. Thank you, Ajahn. And thank you, the Varatanya Asaku. He sent me the link for the. I'm reading your book now.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
You're from Malaysia, right?
Yeah, Malaysia.
Okay. Next, Eileen from Malaysia also. Can you speak louder? Cannot hear your voice. Somehow it doesn't get through. Something wrong with your microphone, I think. It's not coming through. Not at all, no sound. Try to speak without the try to unplug your headphones, see if we can speak through the computer microphone. Okay.
Can you hear now, Ajahn?
Yeah, can hear you now. Come closer.
I have no question today, just for listening.
All right.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Next is Gary from Singapore. Hi, Gary. You're next.
Hello, Ajahn. Good evening.
Speak louder, please, or come closer to the screen.
Ajahn, good evening.
Okay.
I have no question today, just listening in.
Okay. Then let me go to Gregory Wong then. Gregory Wong.
Good evening, Ajahn. I'm calling in from Malaysia. This is the first time I'm dialing in via Zoom. And I have 3 questions regarding jhana. I hope you can help to clarify to make sure I understand well. So the question is this: when a person is in the 4th jhana, one is in a state of equanimity. So I have 3 questions regarding this. Question number 1 is, do we understand this as a neutral mind? And
That's
the second,
That's right.
It is a neutral mind.
Yes.
Okay. So the second question is that if it is in a neutral mind, one is not creating any karma for future rebirth, except to face the resultant of the past karmic actions that one has done. So that was the second question. And the third one is that...
Let's go one by one because I
Okay.
forget.
Okay.
So you're talking about the second question as being neutral. The neutral mind is not creating any more karma.
Yes.
But it can only last briefly. See, once you come out of samadhi, then you lose that neutral mind, and then you start to creating more karma. So you need to use wisdom to stop your mind from creating karma when you come out of samadhi.
Okay. Okay. So so that leads to the third question: when we do not sit in meditation, but we go about in our daily activities, for example, standing, walking, sitting, or having a conversation. In our everyday practice, if we just stay with the observing mind without reacting or responding to any external stimuli, but just being aware of it, do we consider this mind as in a neutral state, similar to probably not from jhana, but at least at the first jhana state?
Yes, it depends on how long can you maintain this, and depends on the stimulus that you come into contact with. If they are if they are small, they are not strong, you might be able to remain calm. But if they are strong, they might be overwhelming, and then your mind might start to react again. You have to test yourself to find whether you can withstand all sorts of stimulus.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Ajahn. That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, Uma. Hi, Uma. Where are you from?
Hello, Ajahn. I am from Pakistan.
Okay, you've been here before, right?
Yes, I was absent for 2 months because I was completely overwhelmed with work and I lost all progress. But now I'm back, so I'm here again.
Okay. Any question today?
Yes, yes. Ajahn, I have had recent breakthroughs in understanding about awareness. When I was reading the suttas and I was practicing, like everything is fabricated, right? Nothing is genuine. The only thing that is genuine is unfabricated awareness in this sankhara, right? Everything is fabricated. Is that true with you?
Well, we have mental and physical fabrication, right? The mental fabrication are your thoughts, while the physical fabrication are the combination of the four elements that makes up the body of people and animal or trees. If they are fabricated, then they will have to be separated one day.
They are not self, they are anatta.
Yeah, they're not that, and they are not permanent. They fall apart.
So the last 5 days, I had a shift in understanding that in my experience, everything appears in awareness, even the I feeling, the me feeling. And I saw how this awareness stood on its own without requiring any effort, any strife, any practice at all. Like you can choose to be aware of awareness right here, right now, like I am in front of everybody. And you won't have any trouble with that. And you will see that this awareness is without any desires, any hopes, any dreams, any troubles, any suffering. Is this an actual understanding in terms of Buddhism?
It depends whether you can maintain that all the time or not.
Yes, I can.
But when you come across something, will you still remain just being aware and not reacting to what you come across?
Yes, I can see that this awareness is not dependent on the body mind. So it stands on its own. It's not dependent on anything for survival. I mean, you can go to it or you cannot go to it. It's all your choice.
Mm-hmm. But
this is actually
but the point is that you're pointing the awareness and you are separated.
Yes, I mean, this awareness is in which everything appears, in which you appear, in which I appear, in which everything, all phenomena appears, is not a phenomenal consciousness. It is just awareness being itself. You can say awareness, that which perceives everything is awareness, and that which is perceived is us, the breath, the object, the metta, the Buddha, everything that is perceived is the object, and that which perceives is awareness.
Well, the test to this is to see whether you have dukkha or not. If you don't have any dukkha, then it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
if
because
you still have dukkha, then it's not okay.
Right, exactly. So I, the person, the Umar, has dukkha, but this awareness, it doesn't have any dukkha in it. It doesn't care about anything. It just is. It is pristine, clear awareness, standing on its own, separate from everything, in which everything appears.
So what's the point then?
I just wanted to know whether this was something accurate within the Buddhist circles or not.
The Buddhist circle is that we have the mind or the awareness, but our awareness tends to react to things that it comes into contact with. So we want to train the awareness just to remain aware and not reacting to things that it comes into contact with.
And as for my jhana practice, I can say that I have practiced anapanasati for a long while now, and I get to the point where the breath becomes very calm, it becomes very still, it becomes completely motionless, like it's happening on its own, and the mind is very calm at that point. It's very still. There's no disturbance, no internal disturbance, no external disturbance, and the only thing you feel that you can do at that point is just wait, and still nothing happens. You cannot do anything further at that point. You have done everything you can, and still nothing happens. So is this what am I supposed to do, or am I supposed to keep going back to the breath or do something?
Well, the point of meditating is to get the mind to become still and calm, not reacting, and also happy. That's the important thing that you should experience. If your mind becomes fully calm or still, your mind will experience another kind of happiness that is more great than other types of happiness that you experience from the sensual objects.
Right. So I was wondering whether it is possible to be in a jhana and not know about it. Is that even possible?
Yes, if you're in jhana with not knowing about it, then it's not jhana.
I mean, it's not like a jhana can speak. It will come to tell you, okay, now you're in jhana. So how do I know that I'm in jhana? Because some monk told me that you can also be in jhana, but it's also possible that you may not know it. Was he wrong?
Yeah, he's wrong because you know it. It's like going to a quiet room from a noisy place. Normally, the mind will be quite noisy with thoughts and emotions and many things. When the mind becomes jhana, enter jhana, then become quiet, peaceful. You know it because it is a flip side of your mind. The noisy mind and the quiet mind. The jhana is the quiet mind.
Right. So
Your
that's
normal
just
mind is the noisy mind.
yeah. So that's just like bastardizing the jhana requirements, like saying you can be in jhana and you cannot even know about it. That's like being disrespectful to the jhana. So I
It's
cannot
just-
make it any easier than that. Nothing
Yeah.
else happens after that. Like I'm aware of the breathing, but the breath becomes so still, so calm. Everything becomes so calm. Immediately I'm like whoosh, this state where everything is calm. The breath is calm, but I can still think about anything I want. I can still reject anything I want. And that is not jhana because there is no thinking in jhana, right? So what more can I do to get into the first jhana?
You just have to keep focusing on your meditation object, whatever it is. If you're using your breath, then you have to focus on your breath. Don't stop focusing. Don't stop concentrating on your breath. I think something wrong with your connection. Your picture becomes still. Can you still hear me? Can you speak? No. Okay. I think we have lost your back. I think your connection is
Okay,
not so good.
Right. Can you repeat what you said?
Oh, I forgot. I have a brief memory these days. Once I spoke something, then I can forget right away. So basically, I'm saying that you have to concentrate on your meditation object if you haven't yet got to the point when your mind becomes still and not reacting.
No, because my mind actually got still and non-reacting, but it didn't go past that point into the first jhana. You see, like there was something missing. Maybe a lot of concentration, a lot of mindfulness, or
Maybe
some
it's not
time
yet,
itself.
not there yet. Then you just keep focusing on your breath. Keep focusing on your meditation object.
Right, and one more question, because I have actually go to visit these online classes of TWIM, by Bhante Vimala Ramsey. So, and he actually teaches metta as an object for jhana. He doesn't teach anapanasati, even though he has anapanasati in his teachings, but he only primarily recommends metta. And they say, the teachers there say, to not change your object of meditation. If you're going to use breath, stick to the breath. If you're going to use metta, stick to the metta. But I've found that if you interchange, like if you do metta for 30 minutes and then you do anapanasati for 30 minutes, you actually get a better result than you would without. And similarly, if you do anapanasati for 30 minutes and then do metta, you will feel all the, the loving kindness feelings that is generated in metta much more than you would alone. So do you approve of that, changing your meditations?
My understanding of metta is an antidote to your anger. When your mind becomes angry, then you need metta to calm your mind.
No, yeah, that is true. It is an antidote towards your anger, but it can also be used as an object for jhana.
I haven't tried that. I haven't tried that, so I don't have any opinion on that.
Yeah, I've seen that. He told me I've seen that in Thailand they don't practice much metta as an object for jhana. I mean, in Sri Lanka they do a lot, but in Thailand
Well, we do metta,
have much experience with metta as an object for jhana, even though it is possible. Yeah.
We use metta to deal with our anger. Or our disregard for other people, then we want to use metta to get us involved with other people. To have good connection, we use metta for good connection to people. And also to get rid of our hatred and anger. But we don't use it as a meditation object. Okay? Anyway, I think your connection is not so good. So let me go to the next person, which is Belinda from Singapore.
Good to see you, Ajahn.
Any question today?
No question. No question for now. I wish Alfredo well.
Okay.
Maybe I have a question about vaccine. What Ajahn Suchart think about this, because depends on my work. I might have to take vaccine in advance. Because right now in Singapore, they prioritize older groups first to do vaccines, and they have options whether to take it. But if I were to join the healthcare line, I might have to. It will be not a choice. So I'm
take it.
concerned.
It's good for you. Vaccine is supposed to protect you from the illness. So what are you afraid of?
There were news about vaccines. It's better to have natural antibodies, and also there are talks about different types of vaccines. So I'm not sure if I'm thinking too much about this, or I should just go with the flow.
Yeah, just take it. Just vaccine. They spend so much effort to invent this vaccine to help us, to protect us from the virus. And here we are trying to argue with the experts, on whether we should take them or not. I think we're stupid, Just take it, It's good for you. It's good for other people also, because then you won't spread or cause other people to have the virus from you. Just take it. It's okay. The side effect or the really bad side effect is probably very minimal. Maybe one in 100,000 people might die or something, But you die more from crossing the street, The chances of you crossing the street and get hit by a car is more than die by taking the vaccine. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I don't know why people are so. I don't know what they're thinking. Think about all the money they invest to get this vaccine out, and think about so many million people who have already taken them, and here you are still hesitating. You know how many people already have taken this vaccine in the States? I think 80 million people already have them, and they don't have much complain about the side effect or anything like that. So what are you waiting for? If you offer one, take it. It will save your life. From the study, they said that it will prevent you from getting sick in the hospital or die once you take this vaccine. Even if you catch the virus, you won't die from it or you won't be hospitalized by it. Okay.
Maybe it's the question about trust, Ajahn. It's about trust.
What is there to trust? It's very obvious. 80 million people already prove it. They trust. Well, it's up to you, your life. I'm not going to worry about it. You have to decide for yourself whether you want to take it or not. It's like going on a plane. You have to have trust whether this plane is going to take you to where you want to go. But you never know, right? Sometimes the plane doesn't take you to where you want to go either, right? But you still have to take.
Normally, like when we are sick, then we take the medicines, like or some vaccines that have been taken for a long period. And then maybe there were many news. So I hear many school of thoughts about taking and not taking, and whether to wait for later research, more research.
What more research you want? You got 100 million people already taken them. I don't know, It's up to you anyway. Okay, let's go on to our next topic, Dhamma topic. Okay. All right. Okay. Next, Tony Chan. Tony, your turn now. Please unmute your microphone. Okay.
Unmute. No question, Ajahn.
Where are you from?
Malaysia.
First time in here?
No, I have been here quite a few times before.
Okay.
But I do have something from Ajahn Sujato to share that have helped me in my meditation. Am I allowed to do so?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. What happened was that I think 2 weeks ago, I watched a talk by Ajahn Sujato, and it's about meditation. I mean, all this while we have been told to watch our breath, to focus on our breathing, and that is what I do for my meditation. But then in Ajahn Sujato's talk, he said that the exact word used by the Buddha is just mindfulness breathing in, mindfulness breathing out. So I find that approach more gentle, and it really does help me in my meditation because I can sit longer, and whenever my mind is still all over the place, but then whenever I'm tired of thinking, and then I realize, hey, I'm still breathing, so I just bring it back to mindfulness breathing in, mindfulness breathing out. So it really does help me in my meditation practice.
Okay, this mindfulness of breathing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would like to say Admin Juk have a very nice voice too. I heard her talking last week, and I'm like, who is that making the announcement? Then I realized, oh, it's her voice.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Soling from London.
Okay. Hello, Ajahn. No question, we're listening. Thank you.
Okay. Then it's Phoebe next from Toronto. Phoebe.
Hello, Ajahn. Happy to be here. So, okay.
Go ahead.
I don't have anything.
No question. How are you?
I'm okay. My health hasn't been very good, so a bit distracted. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say I want to say in response to what Belinda said, that I believe that the world is full of poison, and the mainstream media, we know, is giving us a lot of poison. If you just look at entertainment, if you just look at the values that the world is giving us. So to me, it makes perfect sense that what millions of people believe is not necessarily the truth.
Okay. That's your belief. All right. We all respect our belief. You do what you believe, because that will make you feel good. If you do something you don't believe in, then you will feel bad. All right, we'll go to the next person then. Who else? Sajal Ka from Silver Spring, Maryland. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn. I have a question that when I have a full-time job, like 8 hours of work day, and can you give me some practical idea? What does it mean to be mindful during the work?
Just concentrate only on the work that you do. Don't think about other things. Don't think about your wife's birthday or your son's study or anything like that. Just keep focused on just in the present, on what you do. Stay in the present. Keep your mind in the present.
But can the work also bring defilements? You know, like aspiring to be successful, aspiring to accomplish something in terms of, you know, like publications and research fame and that kind of thing, which is kind of trying to grab in a way. That means
you have to use wisdom to. You have to use wisdom to temper your desire. Use that life is short. Eventually, you're gonna die. So why try to accumulate so many things so much? And when you contemplate on death, you can stop a lot of this desire, and you'll find you understand that the purpose of working is just to keep you alive. That's all. Doesn't have to make you rich. Doesn't have to make you famous or anything like that. Because in the end, you're gonna lose it all anyway. So why waste your time on this thing? The goal is to get your mind to peace and happiness. And in order to do this, you have to stop doing everything else except the essential, which is feeding your body. So working is just the real purpose of working is just to maintain your life, your physical life, your body and so. And then you can then have more time to focus on your mind, practicing mindfulness, wisdom to make your mind happy. And then you realize that this is the kind of happiness that is greater than all other types of happiness. Even if you can become the president of the United States, you won't be as happy as when you have a happy mind. As the president, is he happy? Is his mind happy or not? Right? As the richest man in the world, Bill Gates, is his mind happy or not? Ask the Buddha. The Buddha, yes, my mind is happy. And what does the Buddha have? Nothing. He gave up everything, and he just lived like a beggar, really. Every day he goes to the village to beg for food, but he's happy. His mind is happy. So always use the triple gem as your model. Every time you think of the Buddha and his noble disciples. Then you can temper your cravings, your desire for things, for praise, for money, for fame, and so forth. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn. That's all.
All right. Anybody else who hasn't yet have a chance to ask question? I don't see anybody. So we'll go to Facebook for if anybody is sending questions to Facebook. I think maybe this is the time to do it now. Kunjuk?
Yes, Ajahn, there are 4 questions this evening so far. The first question is from Ashin Sakya Jyoti. How can I control my mind in the negative situation? Can you please explain, Bante?
You need to have mindfulness. Mindfulness is the mind controlling. It can stop the mind when it starts to go in the wrong direction. When it starts to think in the wrong way, wrong thoughts. You can use mindfulness to stop it.
The next question is from Dhamma Path. Dhamma greetings, Ajahn. I am from the US. My 14-year-old daughter is really scared to go out as she's hearing all these news of crimes and hatred that is going on in the country. She's not comfortable for us to go to the store or the restaurant in such situations. What should I advise or say so she's not fearful of this?
Well, just tell her that life is not certain, you know. Anything can happen even inside the house. So in order to live, you have to do things. So you just have to take a chance. If you stay in the house, and then who's gonna buy you food for you? Who's gonna look after you? You're gonna have to look after yourself one day. Right now, maybe your parents can do it for you, but sooner or later you're gonna have to do it for yourself. So you just have to think sensibly, don't let your fear overcome your sensibility.
The next question is from Aini Lam. Hi, Ajahn. Is it okay to consume supplements to maintain the rupa body as it helps to eliminate pain and numbness during meditation and also claims to promote longevity? Appreciate your kind advice. Thank you.
Yes, supplements are considered part of your nutrients, I guess. You eat food to protect your body from sickness. So if this supplement can do this for your body, I don't see anything wrong with it.
The next question is from Sunny Loon. Dear Ajahn, you taught us if one were to develop the perception of anicca, dukkha, anatta, one would be able to eliminate the kilesas, lopa, tosa, and moha. Would the sanyochana like sakaya titi, silapatta paramasa, vichikicha, and so forth also be eliminated if one continues to develop the perception of anicca, dukkha, anatta? Thank you.
Yes, you use anicca, dukkha, anatta, but the object that you apply to it can be different from different level. Like with a sotapanna, you apply it to the body and feeling as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. But if you go up further, higher to the second and third level, you contemplate on the changing nature of the body. That it's gonna get old, get sick, and get ugly. It's gonna look ugly when it dies, like corpses. So this is another type of anicca that you can use. We call asupa, contemplation of asupa, to see the other side of the body. The body doesn't, it's like a flower, it can bloom, looks beautiful, and after it blooms, then it will then wilted. It will wilt and then becomes ugly. So same thing with the body. So you use different way of getting rid of your defilements, really.
And the last question is from Pauline Soon. How do we motivate ourselves to meditate longer?
Keep thinking of death will force you to do more practice, because you have less time now. Every minute you lose it forever. So before you losing it, you should apply it for your benefit. And the best benefit for you is to meditate, to practice.
That's
okay. Okay, we'll go the second round now. If anybody has any question, please raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Anybody?
Claudia.
Claudia, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I want to say hopefully some encouraging words to Belinda, because I probably will have my vaccine tomorrow. I'm terribly scared because I had a vaccine shock 12 years ago and it was very bad, but I really try to apply the teaching and I try to remember all the teachings of Ajahn Suchart. because I translate his book. And to me, it's very helpful to remember whenever my fear of the vaccine tries to overwhelm me, I remember what I translate in the book. And most of all, I try to remember that nothing is permanent, and I really try to trust the Dhamma. And this is how I try to find peace until I got my vaccine. So if you see me next week here, everything went well.
You have already taken your vaccine shot?
Tomorrow, probably tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Here in Germany, everything is so chaotic with the vaccines. I have no idea if I really get it tomorrow or not. But I think that, that I will get it tomorrow. And I really try to kill my fear when I remember what you write in your book. And maybe I will take the book with me and read. Yeah, because the best helpful, or what helps me most, is thinking of the Dhamma. And I admit I'm really scared, but the Dhamma is with me. I have the Buddha with me, but I really try to think of the Dhamma, not to forget it. If anything goes wrong, I hopefully die with the Dhamma in my mind, but I don't think that it goes wrong.
So you're more afraid of vaccine than the COVID-19 for some people.
Yeah, I had a vaccine shock 12 years ago, and I was paralyzed from the arm to the neck. And this is the reason, yeah.
I see. But you decide that the COVID-19 is more dangerous than the vaccine, so you decide to take the vaccine.
Yeah, normally I take every vaccine I can get, although I'm scared, but this vaccine is new, and I really think it's better to get the vaccine because I also do social work. It's cool. I'm a lot in touch with people, and I think it's the best idea to take the vaccine and to take it as a Dhamma practice.
Test yourself.
Yeah.
See whether you can let go of your attachment to your body or not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let it be. It's going to happen, let it happen. Find out tomorrow when you go.
Yes, I will find out.
At least it will calm your mind. Once you have decided, it will calm your mind.
Yeah. I will take your book with me and I will feel better.
Okay. It doesn't protect you. The book doesn't protect. It's the Dhamma that will protect you.
Yes. So I take it with me to remember the Dhamma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Philip? Okay, Philip.
Philip. Okay.
Yeah. Hello, Ajahn. I got a question with regards to the knowing mind. In the case of when one goes into jhana or deep calmness, right? The knowing mind also subsides and take a back seat and just calm down.
No, the knowing mind just knows.
Yeah.
And whether the mind is calm or not calm, the knowing mind will still be the same. You will just know that it's calm or it is not calm.
So it just knows that the mind just withdraws.
It knows everything that appears, but sometimes it doesn't know because it's been hijacked by the delusion. And then it starts to become involved with the thinking, and then sometimes it loses itself in the process. So you need to have mindfulness to bring it back to the knowing, and not to be involved with the thinking, with the thing that it comes into involved with. So you want to bring the mind back to just knowing and not reacting to things.
So, Ajahn, with regards to this, if the thinking stops, the feelings also stops, and the mind chapter stops, right? The knowing mind just sits there.
Just knowing, really knowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you want to train your mind to be in that position even when it comes into involved with feelings and thoughts.
Right, right.
Just to be merely knowing.
Right.
But right now, the delusion keeps pushing the mind to react to the feelings and thoughts and all the other objects. So it creates dukkha when the mind starts to react, either by attraction or aversion. See? That's how the mind will normally react to things. And then dukkha arises from this reaction. So you want to train your mind to stop reacting with attraction or aversion, just to remain merely knowing. Should it should react with wisdom or rationality, not with attraction or aversion.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the earlier statement about how to make the meditation last longer. Yes, I actually use that method to tell myself every time. I may not wake up the next morning, or I may not leave the next moment. Usually it works. It works, and I used to be can sit longer.
Yes.
Yeah, it works very well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Contemplation of death can be helpful when you're lazy, when you're complacent.
I just tell myself that I may die, or I will die, next minute or next moment, and the mind just goes on and say, okay, let's do this.
Good. Okay. Is that all?
It's all. Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, Ben's. Go ahead.
Hello, Ajahn. I just wondering to ask a question related my job. Yeah, I'm an international trader. So sometimes I receive some order like frozen chicken or frozen meat. Is it will be break the precept if I receive this kind of order?
Will it be what, breaking the precepts?
Yeah, for the killing. Is this well interrelated with the killing?
Well, if you have to make the order for the farmer to kill the chicken for you, then you are committing the killing. Even not by yourself, you're breaking this precept of killing, whether directly or indirectly. See? You're killing indirectly by telling somebody else to kill it for you.
Okay. So better don't take this kind of the order, right?
Yes, just take order like clothing or something like that. Something inanimate, nothing alive.
Okay. Okay, got it. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
We have two people left, Geraldine.
Hello, Ajahn. How are you?
Hi. Long time no see.
Not so long, right? Yeah. Ajahn, could you explain loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity? Because when we practice all the four immeasurables, at least when I practice, right, I find it like very difficult to discern who is good and who is bad. Like, because if you have loving kindness for everybody or everything, then it's how do we then decide who is actually good and who is actually bad?
As far as giving loving kindness, you don't choose whether good or bad people. You give them all the same treatment.
Okay, but in the world there are good and bad people, right? Like so let's say you're going to employ a person, and if you're going to hire a person, you want to hire a good person rather than a bad person. But because you have loving kindness for everybody, and you have got equanimity for everybody, then it's very difficult for me to then judge whether did I hire the correct person or not.
Oh, you're using it wrongly. See, loving kindness means for you to be nice to people, whether you give them a job or not. You're still nice to them.
Okay.
But giving them a job doesn't mean that because you're nice to them, you have to give them a job. Doesn't under different qualifications. They have to be qualified before you can give them a job. If they're not qualified, then you don't give them a job. But that doesn't mean that you are not nice to them either. See what I mean? You have to separate the two. They're not the same. Being nice doesn't mean that you have to give everybody a job, when they come and ask for a job. When people apply for a job, then you have to decide on a different set of qualities, not loving kindness.
And not equanimity also, because what happened was, because I always practice loving kindness and compassion and appreciative joy and equanimity, then I ended up hiring a very toxic person who was very qualified but very poisonous in his thoughts.
Then you are dumb and you're stupid. You don't know how to choose people for your work.
So I shouldn't practice so much, right? I feel
you
that
just have to know which is which. Then you get them confused. My loving kindness means for you to be nice to everybody, to dogs, to animals, to cats, and so forth. Okay. But when you deal with them on a different basis. When you deal with dog, you deal one way. You deal with chicken, you deal another way. Because things are different. People are different. So you have to deal with them according to their status.
Okay. Right. Understand. Yeah, because I find that I over practice loving kindness and I over practice the 4 immeasurables, such that like maybe even if your staff, and then if you are being too kind to them, then they overstep on you, like they don't respect you because you are being too kind to them. Yeah.
You get confused with these things. When you deal with something or some people, basically you want to be nice to them, but then also you have to look at their position and your position in relation what you have to deal with them. This is a separate set of things that you have to consider. If you're the boss, then you have to act like a boss. You don't want to act like a friend to your subordinate. You have to be tough with them.
Okay.
But this doesn't mean you're not nice. But you have to be tough. If they do something wrong, you have to scold them, or you have to tell them that this is not right. Not simply because you want to be nice, so you don't want to scold them or say anything to make them feel bad. That's not it.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, we have Jason.
Jason, you're next.
Jason.
Good evening, Ajahn. Sorry I'm late for the talk. Tonight I have no question, Ajahn. Just enjoying a Dhamma talk. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. iPhone. Who's iPhone? With mask on. iPhone, you want to ask any question?
Namaskaran. Hold on, because been quite a while. I didn't. Hold on, Ajahn. I see. How to see how to go back to? I can't see you, Ajahn.
Cannot see me?
Yeah. Now I can. Okay. Namaskaran. Yeah, I've been quite a while. I didn't join, and then just now I tried to put my name. My name is Bobby. I tried to change it, but can't change. Yeah. So
where are you from?
Singapore.
Singapore. Okay.
Yeah, I spoke to you quite long that time. You give me first time I met you. You give me a lot of time that time. So I was very lucky can talk to you because I'm now involved in the COVID-19 vaccination exercise in Singapore, assisting the government to vaccine our citizens. So yeah, my time is very long hours. I've been in a station for like 12 hours, but happy doing it. Yeah. So
what do you do with people who doesn't want to vaccinate?
Yeah, it's a choice for them, but we encourage them to take lah. Yeah, we encourage. So now we are doing those between 60 years old and the 70 years old. Yeah, the older, more vulnerable group. Yeah, so I just been busy, so I didn't attend since the time I'm the one who talked about Long Pu Chiak. Ajahn, I'm a friend of Ajahn Ching.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
when I
long
first
time.
started
That's
using Zoom.
So now I'm involved in this. So today in my friend's shop. This is a restaurant. So yeah, my friend is a Burmese friend. Yeah, so I had the opportunity to listen to your talk finally.
Good. All right. No question from you today.
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, next time sure we'll have questions.
All right. Nice seeing you. Nice talking to you.
Sadhu.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, Soling. Your daughter wants to ask a question.
So when I kept on writing mindlessly for the sake of it, that means I was totally writing it with dukkha and not practicing with any Dharma. Is that right?
Soling, can you explain to me what you said?
Well, she kind of in a habit writing, copy a lot from the Dhamma part of the book, spending a lot of time writing that, and just spending a lot of time. So she's asking if she's keep writing that mindlessly and not practicing Dharma. Is that right? Is that what you were saying?
Yes. And so when I'm doing it for Dharma, I really have to think about the state of dukkha and the anicca and the anatta in order to get rid of my feelings, because I was also writing it for my own desires.
I don't know. Yeah.
What's the question?
What is the question?
I was writing it because I was.
So what is the question then? What do you want to ask him?
I was writing it for my own desires. So when I really think about all these states of impermanence, I can really get on to do it more mindfully.
So what do you want to do? What do you want to ask? I think she just, I think she's trying to explain to you what she's been doing. I think she want to ask you if she's doing all this, and she should really be more mindfully thinking about everything is nature, dukkha, and anatta. It's better than just go along with her feeling. I think she need you to
it's like contemplating on the Dhamma, of anicca, dukkha, anatta, which is a good practice to see everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta. If you truly see them as such, you will not have anything to do with them. You just leave them alone. Let go of your attachment. That's the purpose of contemplating on anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Right.
Yes.
Let go of your attachment to wanting to write and wanting this and wanting that. Yeah.
Yes. And so I just keep on reciting Buddha. It's even better.
Yeah, that's good. If you keep reciting Buddha, then you stop your mind from thinking. And when you're not thinking, then you cannot have any desire, because it's your thinking that will cause you to have desire.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Anybody else? All right, I think everybody has asked your question, and nobody else have any question right now. So maybe it's about time for us to bring this meeting to an end. Thank you for your participation. I hope, Alfredo, you raise, bye-bye, huh? Raise your hand for bye-bye. Okay, good. I thought you wanted. I hope this meeting will help you in your practice and move you closer to the goal. So in the meantime, please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay mindful. And I'll see you again next week. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Thank you, Arjun. Sadhu, 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 sadhu.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Thank you,
Sadhu,
Admin.
sadhu.
Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you, Admin.
Good night, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
บ๊ายบายทุกคนบ๊ายบายทุกคนค่ะ
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Anumodana.
Thank you. Good
Okay.
everyone.